Hey everyone, it's Greg from Stationery Shenanigans. I hope you've had a nice weekend. Today is Labor Day in the US, so I have off from work, and usually I don't like to go anywhere on actual holidays just because I feel bad for having to bother service people or go to stores and all that stuff. So on days like today, I like to just stay at home and catch up on things. So that's what I've been doing today. And I decided to dedicate today to catching up on watching everyone's YouTube videos, seeing what's new. I feel like for the past few weeks, I've just been super busy and I'm trying to work on my scheduling a little bit to have time for this because this is what it's all about, right? Sorry, my camera's doing that thing where it is just being crazy. So anyway, I wanted to film a little what's in my pencil case for my grad school. So I've mentioned this before, I work part-time as a research assistant at a university, and I'm finishing a master's degree in English. This is my last actual class I have to take before I finish my research project, where I have to do a practicum and or thesis or something in between, which I'll be starting in January. So I am taking a studies in creative writing course. It's pretty cool because our professor is the poet laureate of this county. I've worked with her actually when I was part of the literary staff for a creative writing magazine, I think almost 2 years ago. So I kind of knew what I was getting into and I was excited for that experience, but also a little bit nervous because I'm not like a creative writer type. As you've seen in my journaling, I like to journal about my travels or things like that, but not like writing poetry, which is what we're doing now, and all those kind of things. And I'm also working at a college writing center as my other part-time job, so I wanted to build a pencil case that would kind of check all the boxes of what I need because I have to physically write, I need things to edit, and I didn't want it to be too heavy either because I'm going between driving, getting on the metro, getting on and off the bus, walking across 2 different campuses and all that stuff. So I'm trying to just kind of figure out what works. So last week was the first full week. I survived. And I just wanted to kind of share what's in this pencil case. And since the week's already over, I've had some lessons learned, and I don't necessarily think I'm going to stay with this method, but in the what's the word I want to use? For the sake of transparency, wow, you wouldn't think I'm getting a master's in English. For the sake of transparency, I wanted to show you all my setup because I like to hear your feedback. I would also love to hear what you use for your on-the-go stationery when you're trying to pack as little as possible but still be able to do a lot when you're out at work or at a cafe or at the library or something, because I find the what's in my pencil case videos just one of those fun things to watch. It's kind of like when you watch grocery hauls on YouTube. I don't know if anyone else does that, or the Costco hauls or things like that. Even though half the time I would never buy those things or even shop at some of those stores, but there's just something about people sharing what was in their mind when they were doing something. I just like to see that. So without further ado, first I want to talk about this notebook because we all need more notebooks. After my first night of the writing class, so it's also workshop style where we have to actually write things and either share them or hand it in or upload them. So I wanted to actually kind of commit to the creative writing aspect and use a notebook instead of just typing everything, because obviously I like writing and pen stuff. But the whole focus of the workshop is actually to study the process. So my goal was to use a physical notebook and use a pen and not use whiteout or anything. That way when I cross things out or I edit things or I change, I see what I originally thought. I don't know how this is going to work with the class, but that was one of the things the professor talked about. It's all about the process, and that's actually what we're evaluating on, running workshops and editing our things and all that. So I happened to walk through Barnes & Noble the other night. It was just a nice night and I wanted to go for a walk, and I have one within walking distance of me. and I was just walking past like the staff pick section, and one of the staff members had this notebook on their shelf, and it just really stood out to me with the colors and the bird. And I love ones that have the straps there, and it's hardback and it's not too big. So like this would be perfect for my writing class, and the price was right. And it's from, and I actually saved it so I could share this with you because I'm really impressed by this notebook, except for one thing. This is from Peter Pauper Press. The suggested retail price, $10.99. I get 10% off as a member, so it's like $10 basically, 160 line pages. It does have the cover, what's that word? Folder? Back cover pocket. My brain is just not working today. So it's just an affordable notebook that's different, and it's just regular line pages. I'm not going to show you what I actually wrote, but I did write a couple pages already for my class exercises and things we have to do. The only downside to this notebook, which I didn't think about in the moment, but I'm not letting that stop me, because this is supposed to be a notebook where I don't think about who's looking at it. It's kind of just for me, and I want it to be messy. So it's going to just be whatever pen I have. I'm not going to think about the aesthetics of it. I know a lot of us are kind of focused on our aesthetics, especially if you're into, again with the camera, especially if you're into stationery and different pens and inks and all that. But I just want to be like whatever I grab and I just start writing, because that's what it's supposed to be all about. And then at the end of the 4 months, we put together like a portfolio that we actually have to present and read out loud at a workshop, I guess. So I want it to be messy, but the cover doesn't have to be messy, right? I can still enjoy that prettiness. It does not really lay flat. I don't know if it's because of how the binding is, or if it's because this is like really, really thick. But when I was at coffee shop the other night and I was writing on this side of the page, this side of the notebook, it was just hard to write with. But that's not like a downer. I think it's just something to be cautious of. Some people only write on the right side of the page, they don't write on the back. I am, because I have a feeling I might actually have to fill up this notebook as part of this class. So I just wanted to share that, my notebook. Also, I have this tradition where I like to buy a new notebook on the first day of any time I take a class. So you know, when I'm taking like a language class or something, it's just like a weird quirk or tradition that I have. Notebook, pretty recommend. So here's the pencil case I want to talk about. Can't think of the name of it. I think I got it from Jet Pens. It's navy blue. This is leather up here. It's a pretty good size. It's made from like that, I think it says on here, that ballistic zest. So I don't know what all that means, that it's like, I don't know, waterproof and stuff. I chose this one because it's professional looking. It's just because of the color. It's kind of classy looking. It actually would go well with my traveler's notebook canvas pouch. But anyway, what I totally forgot about when I took it out of the drawer is that I realized it's a roll pencil case. So when you open it up, it like rolls out, and then so in here is the writing implements, and I'm going to talk about why I have what I have. I want to have basically one of everything, so I can do stuff in the office. So I have an office that I work out of on campus. I have the writing center I work out of at a different campus. Then I go to my actual office for my day job, and then when I'm, writing my assignments or studying or doing research like at a coffee shop, I like to have these things that I need to write with. So that's why I feel like I need to have a little bit of everything. So I just have mechanical pencil from my niece, one of these Stadler wooden pencils that I had got from Staples in my last haul video, this Tombow Mono Edge. I always like to choose kind of a neutral highlighter color, like a yellow or orange, nothing like too crazy. I have a red Uniball Eco pen. These are really good for editing. I have one of these Sakura Jelly Rolls in like this gray moonlight color. I'm a gray and brown kind of ink person. This is just one of those ballpoint pens from Sheen. 1.0 blue ballpoint pen from Dollar Tree. One of the Lay pens in brown. 1.6 Bic Velocity. And I have like a professional looking pen. This is the green black roller ball pen from Sheen. I just like the way it writes. It feels like official when you have to sign documents and stuff. Plus I love green. So I have all these different things so I can, first of all, I don't carry anything like too expensive or too fancy. I probably should, and maybe I need to work on that. And actually use those things when I'm out and about, but there's just something about all of my traveling around and moving around, and sometimes I have to leave the office and I'm leaving like my stuff there and I don't want it to get stolen. Not that I think people would come in and like steal my pencil case, but you never know, right? So I have just a variety of ballpoints because that works on any kind of paper, highlighter, pencil, just a little bit of everything. So that's what's in that part of the pencil case. Don't know if I like the rolling out feature for when you're out somewhere. I'm thinking about changing it for that reason. But then it also has a zipper pouch in the back. So these are my non-writing utensils that wouldn't fit in the front part. First thing is we have one of these seed whiteouts or correctors. What's the word for it? I like this one because it's tall and skinny, so it wouldn't take up much space. I have the Sakura Sumo Grip black eraser. I chose the black one because when I was using a Staedtler white one the other day, sometimes you can't see the white little flecks that go all over everywhere. And when I'm at the office, because I share a desk with a colleague, I don't want that stuff everywhere. So with the black, like you can see it, you can see the shavings or whatever you call it really well to clean up when you leave. I do have this Faber-Castell text liner, the pastel gray. I also like having a gray highlighter on hand because it's good for just outlining, not necessarily highlighting or writing a header. This is in this part of the pencil case because it is fat and does not fit into the pen slots. I also have a mini thing of Post-its, essential for literally everything. I use them for when I have to go through articles and come back to certain pages, or a book that I have to come back to certain books, or writing a note to someone. And this size I find is perfect because it has a small footprint. Again, the smallest possible pencil sharpener I guess you could have. Because now, most places don't have pencil sharpeners. I think maybe there's one in the library, but it's on a different floor. 0.7 lead for the mechanical pencil for my niece. Binder clips always come in handy even when it's not stationery related, if you have to just hold something together or close a bag or something like that. And this Rayme mini black ruler that I had got from Jet Pens. Again, I love this because it's just so thin and small, doesn't have a big profile, basically the width of like a thick pen. And I believe that's it. Oh, and always a paper clip, again, useful for non-stationary items. So this is kind of like my spread for my back to school and going from campus to campus and all that. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below what you would change up or any recommendations you have for me. Maybe it's just the energy. I just wasn't feeling it. I think in my one class, I ended up not even opening this. I just used a pen that I keep on my lanyard when I have to wear my badge everywhere because I just wasn't feeling this. I don't know. Maybe it just needs to change up the energy. So these are some things I wrote with in my creative writing notebook. This is a Lamy, I never know the name, Tipo. This is like a roller ball. This is good to write with if you're writing for a long time because your hand doesn't start to hurt. This is that Uni Jetstream that I had got from, I already forgot, the travel company's partner shop in Philly, Zach Almoy. So love that one. And this Staedtler, the best for last. Someday, y'all, I'm gonna have a Staedtler sponsorship. This I probably got from Colt Pens. I don't think these are the ones that are sold on the US markets. This is just like a blue ballpoint pen, just straight up like a classic stick pen. made in Germany. I love this one. It's the only one I have, so I'm nervous about losing it when I'm at the office, but it just writes perfectly. There's no smearing. It's like a nice blue. It just is one of my favorites. And they're probably like $1 or $2 that when you order them. So highly recommend the Styler Stick 430F. That's all for this video. I hope you are all safe, and let me know how your September's going and if you have any fun stationery plans. Thanks for watching and take care.